Yo, what is going on, Guardians, and welcome back to another Destiny 2 gameplay video here in the Crucible. In this video, I'm going to be showcasing a build that I played with for about 7 hours today, and I had just stupid amounts of fun, gratuitous amounts of fun. You see a nice kill streak here that ends in a Slayer medal. To open up the video with Sturm and Drang and Devour and a shotgun, and yeah, so let me talk about this build. I found this was actually pretty freaking successful against even some of the most meta'd out teams that I came into contact with today. And I just had so much fun. It's such a dynamic and interesting way to play the game. It's not brainless. It's not passive. It's not sit back here, point and shoot down this, hallway. It's not that. It's a lot more technical. It's a lot more interesting. It's a lot more fluid. It has a lot of synergy. It makes you think. It makes you strategize. And I absolutely love that approach to gaming, especially in the PvP arenas in games like Destiny, where you have so much freedom to customize the way that you play and choosing not to let the meta dictate how you play, but actually gripping the game and saying, you know what, I want to find my way. And that's what I enjoy doing. So today I found my way for today, and I had a blast doing it. I think this is going to make it into my regular rotation for loadouts that I use. So let's get down to the basics. Basics are this. Sturm is the primary exotic hand cannon. Mine is masterworked. You can get the catalyst just by killing stuff on Nessus until eventually it'll drop for you. And then I just went to the Castellum for an hour and a half or so and just brainlessly shot stuff until I got mine masterwork. So you got the Sturm, you got the Drang sidearm that is the counterpart to the Sturm, and those two things play off of one another. So Drang is a sidearm, single shot sidearm, so you have to keep pulling the trigger. It's an interesting sidearm. It's got Rampage on it, so you can potentially string together multiple kills. I would highly encourage you, one of the best things you can do when running this build is before you instantly swap to Sturm after you get a kill with Drang, take the time just to see, is anyone else like immediately right here? And if you didn't blow through your entire mag, use Rampage on Drang to get the second kill, and then you're going to get 2 extra bullets in your Sturm. So branching off of that, these two guns play off one another. Anytime you get a kill with Drang, it's going to fully reload Sturm and then add 1 extra bullet to the magazine. That extra bullet is going to do a metric butt ton of damage. So you're going to be able to 2-tap things to the head with Sturm if you have an overcharged bullet. You can 2-tap 1 to the head, 1 to the body if you have 2 overcharged bullets in Sturm. So you have to know what you've got, right? And that's one of the things I love about this build, is you have to understand, how did I just secure that kill? What does that mean for kill number 2 or 3 or 4? You have to be mindful of what you're doing and use that information to dictate how you're going to go into the next engagement. So Sturm, Drang, I'm using a shotgun. I initially tried this build with a fusion rifle, but I found with the way that I like to play this build, a shotgun just really overshadowed the fusion rifle in terms of consistency and in fun with the way that this build plays out. The next thing, I'm using the Devour subclass skill tree for the Void Walker. So using the Devour bottom tree, I'm also using the Vortex grenade to proc that Devour, and then occasionally I'll use the grenade, but generally I'm saving my grenade for when I'm in a pinch and I need to proc Devour, or if I know there's a lot of people around the corner and I want to proc Devour and then ape in with my shotgun. So a lot of times I'll pick up power ammo, consume my grenade, and then just brainlessly run straight at the enemy with a shotgun. Why? Because it's fun. So the exotic armor that I'm using in conjunction with this build is the Transversive Steps. The Transversive Steps are exotic boots for the Warlock, if you're not familiar with them. Mine have a really cool ornament on them, which instantly makes me feel cooler, and when I feel cooler, I play better. So I've got Transversive Steps on. Why? Because they really help with strafe speed. If I'm strafing back and forth, and this is actually more important than you might think. Peak shotting with Sturm when you're using this build, where you're behind cover and you're gonna sidestep out, peek, shoot, and then come back in. outshoot in, outshoot in. Transversive steps are really going to help you do that much more quickly. Why is that important? I'm going to talk about this later in the video, but man, is that important when you're trying to fight people who are on the other end of a lane with a Graviton Lance. Here's the trick. Graviton Lance's first bullet does like no damage. It does like no damage, guys. So if you can peek out, shoot, and then sidestep back in, and you get used to doing that, you can take just the first bullet out of the burst from the other guy's Graviton Lance, and you're going to do 71 to the head to him. You picking up what I'm laying down here. Transversive steps will allow you just to take that first bullet from the Graviton Lance on the other end of that lane if you execute that flawlessly. Hey, I choked a Nova Bomb right here. I wish I could tell you that was the only Nova Bomb I choked all day. It wasn't. I threw a lot of Novas and nothing, and I apologize for that. So, I also apologize that I may sound a little sick. I picked up a cold from my kids, so rocking that delicious mucusy business. So, I'm sorry about that, but I'm powering through it, alright? So, anyways, lastly, when it comes to the basics of the build, I'm running a 7-1-6 spread, 7 mobility, 1 resilience, and 6 recovery. Again, mobility is good for your strafe speeds while you're trying to peek shot, or you're in an open, sort of an open space in a 1v1 with a guy, and you've got a Sturm, and you're strafing back and forth, sort of, Halo 3, Halo 2 style BR, strafing back and forth and taking shots with your Sturm. So anyways, yeah, those are the basics for the build. Getting into some of the nitty gritty. Basically, the way that I'm playing it, there's a couple approaches you can have to engagements. I tend to lead with Drang, right? So I go into an engagement. My very first fight, I'm going to try to lead with the Drang because I want to overcharge my Sturm, and I want to 2-tap the next guy. So your Sturm isn't going to 2-tap anything if you're not getting kills with Drang. So I try to lead with Drang, and sometimes you'll even see me lead with a Sturm and tap a guy to the head, and then just instantly swap over to the Drang and go pop 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 with the Drang to secure the kill, and then switch back to the Sturm. So sometimes I'll use both guns on one guy. I'll lead with Sturm, swap to the Drang just to pop pop pop, finish him off, and then swap back to my Sturm and have an overcharged bullet in the mag ready to go for the next guy, right? So that's sort of the cadence. I go Drang kill, Sturm kill, Drang kill, Sturm kill, Drang kill, Sturm kill, and generally somewhere in there, if I get tagged up or if I see that it's a group of opponents on my radar, then I'll go Drang kill and then Devour, pop out and go 2-tap with Sturm and then go back to the Drang, and I'm just resetting my health with every kill. Devour is so important in this build because one of the biggest issues you have with builds like this that have so much synergy in the guns, and you see this a lot with Redrix's Claymore as well, the problem isn't getting the cool perks to proc. It's not hard to get Desperado. It's not hard to get the overcharged Sturm. It's hard to string kills together because your recovery isn't really that great in this game. And a lot of times, it's guy number 2 or guy number 3 that just shuts down your fun. And you don't get to have your fun. Even though you got the cool perk to proc, you don't get to have your fun because guys number 2 and number 3 are there just to clean you up since you're hurt from that first engagement. Well, Devour offsets that. Devour makes it so that every time you get a kill, even if guy number 2 is actively shooting you, the second you secure kill number 1, your health is back to full. And that's super freaking cool. It tees you up. So if you have good awareness of where your opponents are, you can string kills together because the second you secure guy number 1, the second you kill that guy, your head's on a swivel. You swivel right to guy number 2. You know where he's at. He's been shooting you, and you're mindful of it, and you were ready for it. So that's the thing about this build. It's just so cool. You always got to be thinking about what's coming next. And I love being in that position to sort of use my mind. It's not brainless. I'm not sitting on the other end of a lane just hard scoping something, waiting for something to show up. I'm really gripping the game by the horns and just saying, you know what? I'm going to do this my way, right? And my way is more fun. At least for me. I'm speaking for me here. Now, I'm not speaking for all players. Other players really enjoy passive gameplay. And if that's what they enjoy, that's what they enjoy. Who am I to dictate how you play the game? I'm talking about, for me, this is where I get most of my enjoyment, is doing stuff like this. Now, like I said earlier, Sturm is great for peak shotting. Sometimes that's just the way that you're going to have to approach some of your engagements until you can get your Sturm overcharged. You're going to have to do a lot of peak shotting, just kind of take the headshots that you can. And fortunately, the thing, honestly, it's got really good range with the masterwork. So sometimes you're looking at a guy down the lane and you're thinking, there's no way I'm going to do a lot of damage to him. And you peek out and you take a shot. Look at this, look at this, look at this. At that range, I did not expect the Sturm to do that much damage. I 2-tapped him, and I got the full 70 damage to the head. Well, it's 71, ideally. But I got 70 damage to the head at that range. That's really freaking good range for a hand cannon. Holy crap. So, like I said earlier, I'm rarely using my Vortex Grenade offensively. It's usually a reactionary thing. It's usually a, oh, I'm hurt, gotta eat my grenade. So I try to keep that so I can proc Devour when I need to. One thing I will tell you is that Drang kind of, if there's any weak spot in this build, it's Drang. Drang, sometimes you put the reticle right on the guy, you start spamming the trigger, and you're like, where are these bullets going? Why are none of these connecting? They look like they should be connecting. Drang has bad hit registration, all things considered. So just keep an eye on that. My best tip for this build is pace your shots. Keep your cool, pace your shots. Panic shooting kills this build. Accuracy is key, and missing shots is less forgiving than with this build than it is with some of the more main stage builds out there right now. So it's all about accuracy. Pace your shots, take your time, make sure that when you pull the trigger you're gonna hit the guy. That's really, really important. Accuracy is key. Last thing I'll say is that shotgun aping is stupid fun. Of course, I'm saying that in the very last clip in the video is me using a fusion rifle, but all the others have been shotguns. So shotgun aping with Devour is just so much fun. It's like the one release that you get while doing this build. It's also technical and you have to be mindful. Nova choke. It's also technical and mindful. But then every now and then it's just like in the midst of all that technicality, you pick up power ammo, you eat your grenade, and then you just get to space out and be like, hurdy-dur, I'm just running out here with a shotty. And every time you get a kill with it, resets your health. It's super freaking cool. Well, hey guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you enjoyed the gameplay. Let me know if you are fans of Sturm and Drang, and if you are, try it. Try it with the Devour tree. You won't regret it, I promise. I hope to catch you in the Crucible.